Are you looking for a home in an older, established neighborhood with larger lots and not cookie cutter homes? Let's take a look at the neighborhood of Pineview Estates. Welcome back to my channel, Living North Idaho, where I discuss all things about real estate in and around Coeur d'Alene and living your best life in North Idaho. Pineview Estates is located in Hayden. It's going to be east of Highway 95. It's south of Lancaster as kind of a main street, and then it's also north of Wyoming. Now, this is not a big subdivision, but it is an established neighborhood. The homes in Pineview Estates were typically built in the 70s and 80s. Some of the lots are quarter of an acre. However, a lot of them are a lot bigger, and so that makes it a very desirable area for people to purchase in that are looking for space, possibly having a shop, or also being able to park camper trailers, ATVs, anything like that. One thing to keep in mind when looking at homes in this area is we are very close to the airport that's north of Coeur d'Alene. So they do get a lot of noise and traffic with the airplanes flying over because it is in the direct flight path. So if that's not something you're interested in, or if that's something you're worried about, make sure to pay close attention when you're looking at homes in this area and see if it bothers you. Now, we do have some times that are going to be more airplane traffic heavy than others, such as summer is going to be fairly busy. With it being an older neighborhood, there are not sidewalks or any trails through this area. Also, there is not an established park just for Pineview. There is one, however, in Emerald Estates, which is literally right next to it, and I would say, given the address, maybe a quarter of a mile, if that. When I'm filming this neighborhood is technically still in the county, which is actually great because county taxes tend to be less than city. So take a look at that, make sure you know which property you're looking at and the taxes. Another thing with it being in the county, the homes in this area are on a community water system, which tends to have a little bit of hard water, so just keep that in mind when looking. And they are on septic systems. If you've never been on a septic system, you may want to familiarize yourself with them before purchasing a home in that area. A tip too, if you are looking at purchasing a home in this area, ask the seller to pump and inspect the septic during your inspection period. These septic systems can be older and costly if there's any issues. However, if you ask the seller to take care of it prior to closing, then it's on the seller to get it up and running for you. There are no HOAs at the time of this recording. If that is something that's very important, double check. I don't really see this neighborhood going and voting in HOAs, but just make sure that there are still no HOAs if you're looking to purchase. A few tips when purchasing homes in this area and a few things to pay close attention to. First and foremost is going to be the roof. Now, these homes were built in the 70s and 80s, so they've probably already, hopefully, gone through one re-roofing, but just double check and see because that can be an expensive cost on you if the roof needs replaced. Look into the HVAC system. Some of these homes may even still be on baseboard heating. So just check out, make sure that the system that there is working properly for you, so that's not something that you're going to have to replace. Also, during your inspection period, this would be a good time to check how much the heating bills are going to be on the specific house you are looking at. Again, these are older homes. They may not have new windows. Insulation may be not as good as some of the newer ones. You can call the local gas and electric places and get an estimate for that specific address, how much it would be with the certain amount of people that are living in that house. Sometimes, depending on which company, they will give you an idea of the high, low, and average from the previous owner, but I have heard they're kind of switching over and will just say, hey, this is how much it is if you have X amount of people living there. But that'll just give you an idea of some costs that you're going to have, again, just because some of these homes are older. Homes in these areas were built in the 70s and 80s, and they tend to have larger lots, and that seems to be a big draw for this area. Homes in this neighborhood are in the Coeur d'Alene School District. When I'm filming this school year, kids will be going to Hayden Meadows Elementary School. They'll be going to Canfield Middle School and Coeur d'Alene High School. But because our boundaries can change, double check and make sure that the specific address you want is in the right school district and schools. Another one of the draws to this area and this neighborhood specifically is the ability to have shops. So if you want to shop, make sure that there are setbacks and that there's enough space to be able to have a shop at that specific house. This is where Pineview Estates is located. Now let's scroll out and see where it is located. As you can see, Highway 95 is not that far from it. It is half of a mile and should take you about 2 minutes to get there. Also, if you go down, this is where Costco is located in comparison to the neighborhood, which is about 5 miles and should take you about 16 minutes. This is where Kootenai Health is located and is 6.1 miles from the neighborhood and about 17 minutes depending on traffic. This is also where I-90 corridor is, which is about 5.7 miles and should take you about 17 minutes to get there. Downtown is 7.9 miles and depending on traffic and which roads you use, can take about 22 minutes to get there from this neighborhood. If we scroll out, the Spokane International Airport is located 43 miles and depending on traffic could take about 51 minutes to get there from Pineview Estates. If you have any questions about real estate in and around Coeur d'Alene or would like some more information on Pineview, please reach out. My name is Amanda Cuthbert. I'm with the Phoenix Agency.